They started with a simple idea: move money online. No banks, no checks. Just trust, code, and ambition. What began as a small startup would go on to shape the future of Silicon Valley itself. This is the story of the PayPal Mafia, the group of visionaries who built an empire that still runs the modern world. In the late 1990s, the internet was exploding with new ideas. Startups were everywhere, promising to change how we live, shop, and communicate. Among them was a quiet engineer named Max Levchin. He wanted to create software that could store money securely on mobile devices, a radical idea at the time. Alongside him was a young investor named Peter Thiel. Together, they built a company called Confinity. Its mission was simple: help people send money digitally without needing a bank transfer or a credit card machine. At almost the same time, another entrepreneur had a similar dream. His name was Elon Musk. He had just sold his company Zip2, and with the money, he started a new venture called X.com. It aimed to revolutionize the world of finance, turning the entire banking system into a digital platform. For a short while, the two companies became rivals. Confinity had a product called PayPal, while X.com offered digital banking. But both were fighting the same battle, trying to convince people that online money could be safe. Instead of destroying each other, they merged. And from that merger, PayPal was born. PayPal's growth was explosive. Users on eBay began using it to pay for auctions, and word spread fast. It solved a real problem: sending and receiving money instantly across the internet. Every day, tens of thousands of new users joined. It wasn't just a startup anymore. It was becoming a revolution. But the rise was chaotic. Hackers targeted PayPal daily. Fraudsters tried to exploit loopholes. The company was losing millions while trying to secure its platform. Most startups would have collapsed under the pressure, but PayPal's team didn't. They thrived in it. They built systems that could detect fraud in real time, technology that even banks didn't have back then. That constant state of survival forged something rare: a team that could adapt to anything. By 2002, PayPal had become a household name. Its IPO was a success. And within months, eBay came knocking. They bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. It was one of the biggest tech acquisitions of its time. For most people, that would have been the end of the story. Cash out, retire, move on. But for the people behind PayPal, this was just the beginning. What happened next became legend. The PayPal Mafia was born. Elon Musk went on to build SpaceX and Tesla, companies that would redefine entire industries. Peter Thiel created Palantir and became one of Silicon Valley's most influential investors. Reid Hoffman built LinkedIn, changing how professionals connect around the world. The YouTube founders, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim, came straight out of PayPal's offices. Even Yelp, Kiva, and a dozen other startups traced their roots back to the same group. It wasn't a coincidence. Something about PayPal's culture produced extraordinary people. They weren't afraid of chaos. They had been forged in it. They didn't see failure as the end, just data for the next experiment. At PayPal, everyone was encouraged to solve hard problems fast and challenge every assumption. That mindset became their superpower. They shared more than experience. They shared a philosophy. Move fast. Think differently. And always build for scale. When you look at Silicon Valley today, that philosophy dominates the entire ecosystem. Startups chase growth before profit. They celebrate risk. They aim for world-changing ideas, even if it means breaking things along the way. That DNA, the culture of relentless innovation, came from PayPal. But there's another side to the story. Some critics say the PayPal Mafia also created a culture of extreme power concentration, a small circle of tech elites funding and influencing one another. Their reach extends into politics, media, and artificial intelligence. It raises a question. Did the PayPal Mafia build innovation, or did they build an oligarchy? Maybe both. Regardless, their impact is undeniable. Everywhere you look, the fingerprints of that small group are visible. In every electric car, every rocket launch, every video platform and social network, there's a piece of PayPal's DNA. The company itself may have been sold long ago, but its influence never stopped spreading. And that's the lesson. You never know which project, which team, or which idea will define the next generation. Sometimes, it's not about the product you build. It's about the people you build it with. The PayPal Mafia didn't just change the way money moves. They changed the way the world moves. If you're building something today, take a note from their story. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Don't wait for certainty. Start. Iterate. Adapt. Because the next revolution might not start in a boardroom or a billion-dollar lab. It might start in a small office with a handful of people who believe they can change the world. And if history repeats itself, they just might.